welcome to the loot demo video for the chests or Mimics Chests Pack PBR. This adds the loot to the mix, and it's a really great feature, of course, with treasure chests. In the prefabs folder, this is the texture creation scene for the chests, but we can use these in both the chest and the mimics. I'm just going to use it in the chest now for now. So in our prefabs folder, we have new loot folder, and a gem pile and a gold pile, one version for the small, and then a hero coin and a hero crystal. So for the regular sized boxes right here, say chest flat large, I'm just going to bring those in to the model now. They're really low, but they have blend shapes, and so they're actually in the right position there. So I'm going to select chest flat large, add a component. If it's not populated already, just type in SFB. You're going to add SFB blend shapes and then click the reload blend shapes button. That script will look for any blend shapes on this object or any of its children, so it's found the gold and the gem pile right here, and it's giving you options for those. So in both cases, we're going to use linear height to bring the pile up. So for the gold pile, we'll start with that. We'll bring that up to the top, and we can turn off the wireframes. There we go. So now we can see the gold pile at the top there. There's more options here for the gold. You can bring it down lower if you want it to appear like there's less gold. You can, the hide large and small objects is a great feature, so these objects can be brought down. So now it's just gold versus gold and gems. You can change the shape of the peak here, so sharp peak in the middle, or a more rounded peak, or rounded and sharp peak. So you can get a big pile of gold, and also you can make it irregular here, so the gold pile isn't just flat. So one thing to notice is that if you bring it up, you do want to be careful that the edge here doesn't go too far over. If you bring all those up, then you'll be able to see through. So in that case, you want to bring the linear height down a little bit. And you can adjust the scale to match the box too if you need to. So there you go. Now you've got a pile of gems. If you close the lid here, it looks like it's going to go over. Let's find out. Yep. So you want to, make sure it doesn't peek over the top. But there you go. And then let's turn off the gold pile for now and look at the gem pile. So it's again it has a linear height. Oops, that's the gold. Gem pile has a linear height, so you can bring that up too high, so we're going to bring it back down. Same thing with the peaks, peak sharp, curvature of the entire piece, and irregularities, and let's bring that back down. So now we've got a gem pile as well. And in both cases, the textures are 100% customizable. You can actually blend the two together as well. So for the gold pile, that's what I like doing. You want to use both of them. Make it a more regular, oh, that's the gems again. Gold pile, make it more regular with less of a peak. Let's hide those objects still, and bring the height to about right there. Then we can bring and make it a little irregular and bring the height down a little bit, and then we can bring the height of the gems down, and now we've got some gems and gold. Anyways, we can do the procedural materials. Chest mixed loot here is the material for both the gems and the gold. There's a couple options. The first option is this damage blend. If you bring that all the way up, you'll find the metal is more dirty, everything's a little bit more dirty and damaged. You can slide between the two of no damage and some damage, all damage, to find the look that works for you. In many cases, the pure new is a little bit too shiny, less realistic, so depending on your game, you might want to just bring that up a little bit. If you click Enable Texture Modification, you can, of course, change the color of the coins. They're separated into a bunch of different piles. If I bring the lightness up, you can see that a little bit better. Coins 1, coins 2, and so on. So if you want to change a lot of the gold into silver, you could simply take down the saturation and now you've got more silver coins. There's a lot you can do with the coins there, so there's multiple sections, and then we also have the same for the gems, so we can bring up the lightness to see which ones, and you can change their color as well. So you can adjust that and make it match the look you prefer, and the gems are separated into a bunch of different gems as well. And then the items as well, let's see, go back here and bring those items back up. Bring the hide items down, and then if we go back to the material, the item section here, we can adjust those items as well. So you can make those silver if you'd like, just by bringing down the saturation and maybe up the lightness a little bit. And you could also adjust the roughness shift to make them less or more reflective as well. So there's a lot you can do with all of this. I do hope you check it out. You could add more dirt as well. Just click enable surface dirt, for instance, and bring that up and you'll get more dirt. You can change the color of that, the grunge of it, and really adjust it to fit the look you're going for. You can add blood to it. Ceiling dirt is a great feature. So there's a lot you can do with that. And let's check out the hero coins now and the hero crystal. So again, go back to my prefabs, and we've got the hero coin. Just bring that out. And the hero crystal. Now both of these start out somewhat small, so I'm going to bring them up here so we can see them. So I'm going to make them both 10 times their normal size so that we can see them more easily. These are intended to be used in close-up. There you have 2K maps on them, so that they're quite large and they look great in close-up views. In both of these cases, they do have blend shapes. So the crystal here has some simple blend shapes. Let's see what we got. I think it's just width, thickness. Yeah, so just some general size shapes. So you can adjust it however you'd like there. Slightly different than just scaling it. And then we have the procedural material here for the crystal. And just like the group loot, it's got a damage blend, so you can make it damaged. Zoom around, you can see that a little bit more. Or you can bring it to some amount in the middle of that. You can change, of course, the hue and all the other details of the color. And you can add dirt and whatnot. So you can change the look even more to fit your needs. And then for the hero coin has blend shapes as well. And if we look at them right here, it's a little bit more options. You've got thickness, which is the thickness of the coin itself. You can make it thinner or thicker. The rim sharpness, which is just this outside rim, and it makes the rest indent a little bit. Okay, wireframe. You can actually move the coin over a little bit more. There we go, so you can see it with this reflectiveness. And then we have the concave or convex, that's just for the center part. Bring that down. Corners, you can make it a 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 8-sided coin if you'd like, or mix it and have just a slightly bent edges. Rim curvature, that's just the rim, and you can see it from the profile a little bit more, in and out. And then you can also bend it. A lot of coins, if you look at ancient coins in real life, they're all bent out of shape. So we've got all these bend options here and some damage options, so you can end up making a coin that's not regular, not flat, and much more kind of old looking. So you know, you can do whatever works for your game, whatever hero coin you're looking for people to get. And the best part is, of course, the texture customization. You do have the damage blend here, so you can get just much more grungy looking just by default with that, or somewhere in the middle. And of course you can change the color as well, so you can make a gold coin simply by adding a gold color to it, whatever color works for you. And you can add the dirt and the grunge and all that, but you can also add your own face. So this is actually a rune. If I enable rune, disable the rune, then it turns off. And this is what the coin actually looks like by itself with no face. But there's a rune mask already included, and that's this look. You can create your own here. Just bring your custom mask. It's a black and white mask. If you choose any of these maps right here, you'll see where the mask needs to be, and it should just be a black and white mask. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just black and white mask for the front and the back. And then if you go to the coin, just bring that mask into this slot here and click the use custom map, and it will replace it right there. Since there's nothing in there, it replaces it with nothing. So make sure enable room is selected. You don't have to blur it. This map is actually pre-blurred a little bit in order to get a more coin-like change in the height. But if you don't, it doesn't have to be pre-blurred because the script will blur it for you if you so choose. You can choose the amount of blur you'd like. You can also choose whether to invert the normal to make it go in versus out. And then you can also choose the intensity of the normal. If it's 0, you won't get anything because it's just a normal map change. And as you bring that up, you'll see the pattern come. I bring it all the way up to 3. So there you go. There's a lot you can do with these coins, and a lot you can do with the treasure. We'll save this scene, and for the Mimics demo, the only difference between the chests by themselves and the Mimic chests, the chests that have the Mimics in them, since the Mimics move, you'll want the gold and gem piles to be part of the root folder. That way, as the Mimic moves, the gold piles will move with them. And of course, you can keep the linear height down low beneath the monster itself, so that if perhaps the monster disappears after he's been killed, the loot can then sort of rise up or something like that. So there's some options for you there, but just make sure that the piles are in the root folder, root of the character, rather than just with all the other stuff. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you enjoy using these new loot models.